Hello and welcome to our discussion for today. Speaking of discussions, these will be our topic: homonyms, homographs, and homophones. So to start, I would like to remind you of the following. If you have questions and clarifications, hold on to those for a while until the end of the discussion. Take note the old school way, meaning prepare a piece of paper and write down notes or pointers from this discussion. Develop your listening skill. Listen to the presentation, and if you have questions, you can jot them down and present them after. Last but not the least, avoid or minimize AFK or being away from the keyboard. This will limit your familiarity with the topic at hand. Okay, jumping in to our discussion for today. Homonym came from the prefix homo, which means the same, and the suffix nym, which means name. So homonym are two words, different words that are spelled the same and sounds the same, but have different meanings. So the other two terms that we will be discussing, homophones and homographs, I would like to remind you that in other rules, homophones and homographs are usually taken as homonyms, meaning they are considered homonyms. So that's a technical rule that we will set aside for now. For the purpose of this discussion, we are going to take homonyms, homophones, and homographs as separate definitions and entities from one another. So homophones can be defined as words that share the same pronunciation regardless of spelling, while homographs have the same spelling but different pronunciation and different meaning. We will emphasize and expound on this later so you can see on a different perspective how you can easily differentiate the three from each other. As mentioned earlier, to simplify the difference between homonyms, homographs, and homophones, I listed down three characteristics for each type. So I hope you are taking down notes as reminded earlier on the following discussions. So homonyms have the same spelling, same pronunciation, different meaning, while homographs have the same spelling, different pronunciation, different meaning. Homophones have the same pronunciation, different spelling, and different meaning. Example of homonyms as presented on the right side of your screen are the following, but we are not going to discuss everything. So we are going to take just one example and move on to our next discussion. So the first example on the left side is bat and bat. Okay, the pronunciation and the spelling are the same, bat and bat, but the meaning is different. So on the left side of bat is an animal or the animal bat, while on the right side is an equipment used in baseball, and it is called a baseball bat. Our next example will show you different types of homographs. So to review, homographs should have the same spelling, different pronunciation, different meaning. The most obvious of these examples can be seen on the lower right side of the photo. So you have tear and tear. Tear refers to the action in opening something or ripping it apart, while tear is a manifestation of an emotion. And last but not the least, in our example, you have photos representing homophones. To review, homophones should have the same pronunciation, different spelling, and different meaning. So on our first example, you have bear and bear. So if you're going to listen to the pronunciation, they are similar to one another. Bear and bear. Different spelling. So if you're going to observe the spelling of bear, B-A-R-E, compared to bear, B-E-A-R, and different meaning. B-A-R-E refers to being not clothed or not covered, or in this particular photo, it refers to basic and simple. So if it does not have any additional accessories on it, if it does not have clothes on it, if it is a person, then it is bare. That's why they use it together with the word naked, bare, naked. On the other hand, B-E-A-R, bear, is an animal usually found in foreign countries like the US and Canada. In the US, they have a grizzly bear. In Canada and in the Antarctic or the North Pole or South Pole, they have polar bears. To recap, we have another form of summarizing the difference between the three terms. Homonyms, again, should have the same spelling, same pronunciation, different meaning. Homophones, different spelling, same pronunciation, different meaning. Homographs, same spelling, different pronunciation, and different meaning. From the example below, you have the price is fair. And the other example is go to the fair. So they have the same spelling, same pronunciation, and different meaning for these examples of homonyms. On the second column for homophones, we have these three words. So they should be of different spelling but same pronunciation. So we have I want to go. I like it too. 1 plus 1 is 2. So different spelling, same pronunciation. I want to go, I like it too, 1 plus 1 is 2. On the last column for homographs, it should have the same spelling, different pronunciation, and different meaning. So we have the example below the definition. They were deserted. And the next example is the desert is a dry land. Again, the first one is they were deserted, meaning abandoned. The desert is a dry land. So they have the same spelling, different pronunciation, and definitely different meanings. Okay, let's try this exercise together. Pronounce the following vocabulary words and use them in a sentence. So the first one, or number one, you have bear and bear. Number two, you have peace and peace. Number three, you have whole and whole. Number four, you have exercise and exercise. So how do we use the following in a sentence? Number one was mentioned earlier, bear. When you are not wearing anything, then you are considered bear. When you are not wearing anything, then you are considered bear. The second is a grizzly bear wandered around while we were hiking. A grizzly bear wandered around while we were hiking. Number two, peace can only be achieved by putting our arms down. Peace can only be achieved when we put our arms or our guns down. The next one, peace. A piece of cake should be enough for you. A piece of cake should be enough for you. Number three, hole. There is a hole in your dress. There is a hole in your dress. The next one, whole. I want the whole thing. I want the whole thing. The fourth one, exercise. You have to exercise, especially during quarantine. you have to exercise, especially during quarantine. And the last one, exorcist. If you are if you are possessed with a spirit, then you need to call someone to perform the exorcist. If you are possessed with a spirit, then you have to call someone to perform the exorcist. On the next example, we are going to take one from each side and use it in a sentence. So, on this example, we are going to use number 6, which and which. So, the sentence that can be used for these are, which of the following should I choose? Which of the following should I choose? While on the other example, on the right side, which? She is a witch and should be burned in the stake. So she is a witch and should be burned in the stake. Number 7. So let's use example number 7. You have flee and flee. A flea can be eliminated by using a pesticide. A flea can be eliminated by using a pesticide. While flee is to retreat or to run away. So we have to flee from the situation. It is getting dangerous. We have to flee from the situation. Okay, this time you are going to participate in our discussion. So this is entitled Note Taking. You have to write the vocabulary words that I will be using and write how it was used in a sentence as dictated here in our discussion. So again, you have to write the vocabulary words that I used and how it was used in a sentence as dictated in our discussion. Are you ready? So let's start. So I'm going to choose example number 10. You have wine and wine. Again, the vocabulary words are wine and wine. The sentence for these vocabulary words are the following. Stop your whining. It will not help our situation. Again, stop your whining. It will not help in our situation. Number 2, wine. Drinking too much wine is bad for your health. Again, drinking too much wine is bad for your health. Were you able to get down and take down the following? So moving on to the next part, we are going to use example number 12. Thrown and thrown. Again, example number 12, thrown and thrown. Sentences for these vocabulary words are the following. If you are an heir to the throne, then you are the future king. If you are an heir to the throne, then you are the future king. And then the sentence for the next example, thrown, if you commit a violation, then you will be thrown from the building. If you commit a violation, then you will be thrown from the building. Continuing with the next set of note-taking, we have the following vocabulary words. Get ready. Example number 14, affect and effect. Example number 14, affect and effect. The sentence are the following. I am not affected by what you do. I am not affected by what you do. Next, effect. This is the effect of what you did to me. This is the effect of what you did to me. The next one, we are going to use example number 15, sail and sail. Again, sail and sail. I bought a sailboat. I bought a sailboat. Next example, the sailboat was on sale. The sailboat was on sale. And last but not the least, in our note-taking activity, you have example number 17, add and add. Again, add and add. Sentences for these are the following. The ad for the show was hilarious. The ad for the show was hilarious. The next example, did you add me to the group? Did you add me to the group? So that's our last example for our note-taking activity. And I hope you were able to take down all of those examples and you have written it in your paper. Now, take a photo of your paper, convert it to PDF file, and submit it to the assigned LMS activity entitled Homonyms. Again, take a photo of your paper, the paper where you wrote or took down note for the examples of our activity, and convert it to PDF file, submit it to the assigned LMS activity entitled Homonyms. Before closing our discussion for today, your assignment will be as follows. List the following vocabulary words, give their definition, and use them in a sentence. Write your answer legibly on a piece of paper. Take a photo and convert it to a PDF file. Submit it to the assigned activity entitled Assignment. So, I am going to advise you to be able to keep up with the number of examples. You can screenshot or take a photo of the following vocabulary words so as to be able to jot down or to be able to compile or save them in your devices. So you have examples numbers 19, 20, 21, and 22. Next, 23, 24, 25, and 26. Please take a screenshot or use your devices, your cell phones, to take a photo of the vocabulary words. Next, you have examples 27 to 30. Again, get ready, take a photo or take a screenshot and save it in your device. The next one, you have example 31 and 32, 33 and 34. Okay, the next one, you have 35, 36, and the last one, you have 37 and 38. Again, take a screenshot or take a photo of the following vocabulary words. So, this is the end of the line. Again, good day, stay safe, and God bless to each and every one of you. See you on our next discussion. Bye.